What's good is Dejon Paul from the LA Rap Report card, a Dan Lane magazine. I'm sitting here at my desk and we are reacting to No Jumper's conversation about me firing my co-host on their show today. So they had Young and Hefe, Lush One, Tania, and Munchie B pull up, and Adam pulled up on the screen some clips from my podcast, me firing my co-host. As you guys know by now, I fired my co-hosts because they were complaining about talking about music. They get silent whenever it's time to do like the podcast content beef, the content war, the WWE shit. They didn't want to have my back in that regard. So what do I really need you for? Why do I need you on my show? If you're not going to talk about music, if you're not going to talk about podcast beef, what are you here to talk about? So that was my whole thing. So they played it on the screen. They reacted to it. I can't pull it up because I feel like I get a copyright strike, but I can play some of the audio on my phone.
Everybody got to put their headphones on because I'm telling you, this is some of the best content I've ever seen in my entire life. This proves that he's the problem, basically, is what you need to know.
I guess I'm the problem. I'll say I'm the problem. I'll take accountability for that because unlike Adam, who doesn't take accountability for what happens in his business, like people getting grazed with bullets or knives being pulled out or people getting beat up right outside in the parking lot or people beating up security guards, which is why they're scared all the time and got their gun out on the work floor. You know, Adam doesn't take responsibility for what goes down in his building, but I'll take accountability for what happens on my podcast. Yes, I am the problem. I chose the wrong people to be on my podcast. I chose people that didn't want to talk about music. I chose people that wasn't going to have my back, that wasn't going to show me any loyalty on camera. I chose people that was going to show up and have attitudes and act bored and act sleepy and act uninterested and act like they couldn't wait to go home. So that's 100% Dejon Paul's fault. I'll look into this camera and say, this is 100% my fault. I should have never had Auntie or Corey on my podcast. I should have never had them on my podcast. That was my fault. I made that decision. I was wrong for that. So I am the problem. I'm definitely the problem. I platformed the wrong people. Let's keep going on.
So lackluster and boring that I couldn't get you to say fuck your Apollo.
City, brother.
Huh?
You from your city, brother? This really makes me appreciate what we once had, okay? Because we used to have this motherfucking gummy bear was on this podcast doing this type of shit every day. And it was fucking glorious. It was so funny.
The gummy bear nickname comes from Lush. Lush called me that when I was calling him a crystal meth addict and hoping that he overdosed on crystal meth. I say a lot of crazy shit, but I prefer Dark Rainbow. I like that nickname. I like Ace Boy Pun's nickname for me, Dark Rainbow, over Lush One's nickname for me, Gummy Bear. Y'all let me know in the comments which nickname is better. I like Dark Rainbow. Dark Rainbow! Destruction! I just like that better than, what, Gummy Bear? Like, you can't, no, I don't like the Gummy Bear one. No, I can't front and act like there weren't good moments or great moments at No Jumper. Like, I didn't have fun days. Like, I didn't go in there and make everybody laugh. I have a bubbly personality. I'm charming. I'm good looking. I'm attractive. I'm hilarious, I'm intelligent, I'm well-spoken, I'm articulate. Normally when I walk in rooms, I light it up with good energy, good vibes. People always tell me I smell good, unlike Flacco, who's the stinkiest podcaster on YouTube, according to Point and Shoot and Almighty Suspect. So, you know, I understand him saying, like, we used to have this goal, but at the end of the day, Adam has to take accountability. He really needs to... But I mean, he's not going to do it, but he has to understand he hired the security guard that fired a gun in his building. I didn't hire that security guard, and I didn't fire the gun. I just got grazed by the bullet in like my thigh area. And that's a fact. I have medical papers that can prove that. But at the end of the day, I would be fake and I would be wrong if I was to sit up here and act like there weren't times where I went to No Jumper and I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. There was a lot of camaraderie and some dope content doing Here We Go Again with Suspect and Flacco. Those type of moments I'm going to always remember content-wise, like, damn, we did have content gold. I think about it on a regular basis, like, damn, that security guard who fired that gun there really fucked up my time at No Jumper. Like, that could have been a big run for me. But everything happens for a reason. Clearly, I wasn't meant to be at No Jumper. I wasn't meant to be a long-standing No Jumper personality because God had it where someone would fire a gun and I could no longer be at the building. I don't want to be somewhere where guns is going off because that's, you know, for no amount of money, even though they pay well, no amount of money can buy your life back, and all it takes is one gunshot to kill somebody. So luckily that bullet just grazed me, or a fragment from the bullet just grazed my thigh, and Josh was able to take me to the hospital. But imagine if, knock on wood, if it had been more severe. You get what I'm saying? No amount of money, no content is worth that. So just like Adam was saying, I'm the problem. Maybe one day, but I'm sure he won't. But hopefully one day he wakes up and sees that he's the problem over there. If I'm the problem over here, you the problem over there. I feel like if anything goes wrong in any business, the owner of the business is the problem. You're responsible because it's happening on your watch. It's happening under your supervision. So you hired the security guard that fired a gun on your work floor March 24th, 2024. That's on you. I brought people on my podcast that didn't want to talk about music, that didn't want to have my back, that didn't want to do content, and that's on me. And so it's, you live and you learn. Just like you fired that security company, you switch, you got a whole new security company, you use the same security that Desto Dub uses for his store now. You switch security companies after March 24th and never went back to that security company and never used that security guard again at the office because he fired a gun in your office or in your warehouse or facility or whatnot. I'll never pod with those people again because I know they don't have my back, they don't like me, they don't care for me. They was just there to be there and be seen on camera. They didn't want to talk about hip hop, they didn't want to talk about music, they didn't even want to talk about content, or make content. So you live and you learn your lessons. But this was a cool clip. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching this. Munchie B said something about Flacco. He brought up the Flacco Hall of Fame recoil comment. I don't know why that sticks out to people. I wish we could forget that. Really wish we could forget Flacco talking about how fat my ass is. Let's erase that from the internet. How about that?